Mike, you said earlier this season about Nas and how it's all up to him and to show you guys. What has he shown you in his game so far this year?
Yeah, I don't know if that's a direct quote from me, but obviously he's a kid that's trying to establish himself as a good player in the league. This year, because of the way the lines were set up, he drew the number one matchup group every time on the road, which makes it hard for you, which you got to fight through. And when you're not that, lots of times you end up with a third group on the back end or on the ice. And so this has been a different challenge for him. I thought he had his best game since I've been here the other night in St. Louis. I thought he was competitive. I thought he inspired the team. He scored a couple times. Got to feel good about himself. Now, the problem with you in life, when you set a new benchmark, then that's what the coach expects every night. So we've already revisited that, and so you got to keep setting new standards for yourself, and you got to work harder so you can do that each and every day, and that becomes an expectation. So that'll be a challenge for him to respond here again tonight.
Was moving JVR to Bozak's line about balance, or were we just looking for?
Well, we hadn't scored any goals, and it's like anything. It's great to go into mini. We played better in mini, in my opinion, than we played in St. Louis. No one would believe that, but I think that's the truth. We had quality chances and gave up nothing, and in the end, we ended up losing that game. And so, I think there's a fine line when you're a team like us. So you can change things and hope it is going to get better. You can stay the same and say, "Hey, we're right close." The reality is we hadn't scored in enough period of time that we felt we should change, and so you got to score the goals to win. And saying that, we can get 3, but when the other team gets 5, that's not much good to you. So we're going to keep approaching it the way we are.
Coach, what was your perception of Lou Lamoriello coaching against his teams versus now working with him?
Well, I got to know Lou pretty good in 03 when we played in the Stanley Cup final when I was in Anaheim, and I have a relationship with him. Enjoyed Lou a ton, and then obviously when Shanny talked to me about bringing Lou here, and I talked to Lou about it. I was thrilled when he decided to come, and then obviously he's a good man. The perception of Lou and the reality of Lou are two different things, but I think he kind of likes it that way. But I enjoy being around him a lot. I've been real fortunate in my career. I had Brian Murray, who's a real good man and a veteran general manager and calm and a good influence on you. I had Ken Holland, and now I have Lou. And I mean, you'd pay just to go to dinner with those guys, never mind work with them. So it's a thrill for me that Lou's here, and he's a steady influence. He knows what he wants. He's really good to people and expects a lot out of people. I think that's a positive thing.
Hey, Mike, is there any concern at all that by the time Frank Crado gets in that he might be a step behind given all the time that he's missed? Or?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a step, but what we've tried to do with Harry, and then we tried to do it with Marty. When we give a guy a go, we try to give him a bit of a go. Frankie's going to get his go. He doesn't need you guys lobbying for him. I know he's here. He'll be fine. We'll make sure he gets in and gets playing.
Why haven't you used him yet?
It's because I haven't used him.
Is there any fear that if you guys try to send him back down to Marlies, the Canucks will reclaim him?
We're not sending him to the Marlies. So we're not sending him to the Marlies. We have a plan. Just because we haven't shared it with you doesn't mean we don't have a plan.
Okay, I gotta ask.
No problem. It's good.
Coach Dion's playing in his 400th game as a Leaf tonight. Has your impression of him changed at all in the past few months that you've gotten to know him?
Well, I had a good impression of him as a young man, and then obviously things that have been said. No one's gone through more here than Dion has. And when you're the captain of a team that doesn't win, you tend to take lots of hits. And I think over time, I don't care who you are and how strong you are mentally and how good a person you are, it's probably got to chip away at you. I think he's been fantastic. So, been great. A good person. Trains hard, works hard, demanding of our young guys. Goes about doing things right, plays as hard as he can each and every night. Now, if you don't appreciate the kind of player he is, then you don't appreciate that. But I can sure tell you that I appreciate the kind of man he is. We're in a way better situation with him than we would be without him. And just because of the tone he sets for our group, and he seems to get points, and he might be the highest plus minus D man on our team. Done a good job.
In coaching against the Devils tonight, looking at the matchups and scouting them, does this seem like a different Devil team than you faced in years past?
Well, I like what the coach has done there. I spoke to them before the year. I like the way they play. I like the speed they play with. They have a 5-man unit all over. I think Palmieri's been real good for them. Stepanak's been real good for them. I like the way they play, and they've got excellent goaltending. I think thus far this year, and so that makes them a hard out. But they play fast, and I think they're a lot of fun to watch. So I'm excited to play them tonight. It'll be good.